And good morning, everybody. This is my second video while I'm off on business that I have done early. I'm speaking to the future right now. But this one here will be a top 10 list on accessible spider guys. And I'm going to start this list off. You know exactly who I'm going to start off this list with. I'm going to start off my solo guy, Eric's, but I'm only going to make her an honorable mention. I felt guilty in my Ice Golem video about having some of the legendaries that are harder to get, and Eric's is one of those that takes a while, so she's not officially in my top 10, but she is somebody that if you do spend enough time, a couple years, you will get her. My Eric's is set up. She can solo any level on Spider or Spider Hard. Doesn't matter. And it's just because of the Slayer gear here. Every time she does an AoE attack, and that's all she has, it increases her turn meter by 5%. And that's per enemy hit. And with all the spiderlings out there, she just constantly goes. There's no stopping her. She just keeps going over and over and over and over and over again. And the spider never gets a chance to go. So Eric's works really good on spider. But that is not what we're going to be talking about today. We're not talking best solo spider or, best anything like that. We're talking about best spider characters that are accessible. And we're going to start off at number 10 with our wonderful Miscreated Monster. Why is Miscreated Monster good for spider? So we start off with this A1. Does a stun. Decreased defense. Decreased defense is super important on the spider. But more than that, the stun is huge. The stun won't work on spider, but the decreased defense will. Then he does an AoE, stun, and places a shield on all allies, which then helps shield you from the poisons, from the spiderlings. But they're all going to be stunned, so they're not going to attack you. So then you're putting up a shield to protect you from the big spider attack if that happens to happen. And then he does an ally protect and continuous heal. So that way, while they're continuously hitting with poisons, every once in a while, one may get through. You might have a poison here and there. We're going to heal you up. Miscreated Monster does a great job of keeping the spiderling stunned, giving you one-on-one against the spider, and it really helps. And he places a fear on attack here. We don't need to worry about that. Not going to come into play. But the stun, this is huge, and I'll explain why in just a minute when we get on to a couple of our other guys. So number 10, number 9 is Fane. Fane is on my speed spider team. And the reason that she's there is, once again, her A3 does the decreased defense and weaken. Her A2 does a poison and decrease attack. That doesn't really matter much. They're not going to attack. Why? Well, I put out the decreased defense in the weekend. Miscreated Monster stunned everybody. Well done. I mean, that's all it takes. Now they can't attack. And when you do attack, you're doing maximum damage. So that's why Fane is number 9 on my list. And you'll see it go into action when I go show you my speed run. And I will show you that. So from number 9 to number 8. Number 8 is Ashak the Withering. I don't know where his name comes from, but he places an AoE HP burn. 70, 35, 80, 85, 90% chance HP burn on everybody. You put this on the spiderlings, Miscreated Monster stuns them. When it comes to spiderling's turn, they're going to start hurting the spider. It is the best, the simplest way to get everything taken care of. Archak is one of the very few that does an AoE HP burn. There are others, and you will see them on this list. And even more that I don't have that I don't show you. He also does a block buffs and a strengthen, and the block buffs is really nice. Block debuffs, I'm sorry. Because then you can prevent the spiderlings from poisoning you. Makes life so much easier. That's why him handcuffed with Miscreated Monster, you've now created a regular monster, not just a miscreated one. I hate that joke, but I thought it was pretty good while coming out of my mouth. But that's number 5. Achark. Okay. Number 7. That was number 8. It's number 7. Everybody's going to know this bad boy. Everybody's used him. Mordecai. He was given away for a long time as a beginner guy to start. Once again, AoE HP burn. Super easy to get out. This one here decreases the turn meter of the enemies and fills allies. Huge. Mixing the two together, it's like stealing turn meter. That is awesome for your team. And lastly, turn meter again. And it has a 60% chance, 65, 70, 75% chance the target's under HP burn. So you're stealing turn meter again. So while you're not burning them and increasing the attack of everybody, you are leading into your HP burn. So Mordecai is my number 7. My number 6, surprise, 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 is Geo. Why Geo? Same reason he was on the other list. He puts out the burn, and then all enemies under HP burn placed by this champion, when the spider does the big attack, you reflect all that damage back. That's it. When he's hitting you hard, you're reflecting lots of it back. And you're going to be putting the HP burn on because this the quicksand grasp is so effective. So, Geo, definitely a badass and somebody that you definitely want on your spider team. Number 5. So, if we're doing if we're putting out HP burn, what else are we doing for damage? That's where this bad boy comes in. Husk. He attacks all enemies, and he does max HP. Good God, I can't even read today. Puts a stun on all the spiderlings, so once again your burns can take effect. You're doing the stun or your max HP, so you're hitting the spider for as much as you possibly can. He does a great job. If you give him 250% crit damage, you're talking about being able to have one of those teams that do spider in sub 20, sub 30 second time frame, even sub 10 second time frame I've seen with Husk. So if Husk is number 6 or number 5, you can guess who number 4 will be. Well, it'll be his partner, Royal Guard. And once again, same thing. All enemies, max HP. Why did I put him above Husk? Husk, most of his damage comes from HP, and his other moves are not as effective, where this guy uses attack, and it is more effective. And once again, you still have that decreased defense, which is super important. You also have a decreased speed. Another thing that's super important. So you're going to be hitting for huge damage, slowing him down, and reducing his defense. Royal Guard, really good. This move generally will take off a good portion of the spider's HP. Make sure you have his crit damage in the 250% range and his crit rate at 100%, obviously. If that brings us from number 4, we go to number 3. This is where we're going to get into our first in the all of them rare. Coldheart. Coldheart is the boss when it comes to these boss levels. Why? Let's start out with her A1 here. She places a heal reduction. Now, this doesn't matter because Spider blocks heal reduction, and most of the other guys do too. But it isn't about the heal reduction. It's the fact that she attacks 4 times, which is super good. Her A2, she places a poison, which is awesome. And her A3, which is the reason that we're here, max HP, and decreases the enemy, decreases turn meter by 100%. So it hits the spider, brings it back down to the start, and you don't have to deal with the spider going for a second turn. Coldheart, freaking amazing at spider. She's also good at a large number of these other guys, and we'll get into those guys also. Coming in at number 2. This one here, I had kind of a hard time putting him on the list, but I use him, and he does such a good job. He was a recent fusion. Everybody should have access to him or have gotten him. All the content creators were talking about how great he was. So you probably should have him. If you don't, I'm sorry. The reason that he's on this list is because he is that freaking good. And we're just going to get started on it. On his A2, AoE, stun. Bloop. That's it. He just puts everybody to stunned, and it's awesome. They don't have a choice. His A1 is okay. His A3 does the sheep, won't do that to bosses, so I don't even worry about his A3. His A1, it fills his champion's turn meter by 10%, which is kind of nice. But this here, it steals turn meter of all the targets, so he's going to get a chance to go right away again. Sheep debuffs. He's going to go twice, and then he's going to let the rest of his team go. And then he has this whenever sheep debuff is removed. So, yeah. Long story short, Armanz, with his greatest hits, just is awesome. And then we go on to our number 1, and I don't think this is going to surprise anybody. It's wonderful Mr. Artak. Artak with his A3, AoE, HP burn, 100%. 75, 85, 100. 100% HP burn, but that's not it. Puts it out there for 2 turns. His next move instantly activates all HP burns. Oh, you have a bunch of spiderlings out there. This goes off. Boom. That's going to hurt. I've seen him paired a lot with Mordecai and Arkak. Not Arkak. Akak. Akak puts out AoE burn, and then you come in with his A2, and bloop. There goes the clan, or there goes the spider. He's damn near dead at that point. You just go in with the cold heart hit, and it's over with. And it works quite literally that way. People only need 3 people, or 3 guys. The rest of them, they just don't matter. And that's what makes Artek my number 1. Artek's on here because he was a login champion. You were able to get him. He's awesome. So I put him on the list. And now we're going to run real quick to my spider. So you get a chance to see what I'm talking about. And I have my speed team here. Molly's on this team. She doesn't need to be there. It can be anybody. Astrid is on this team. She doesn't need to be there. It can be anybody. It's these 3 guys, and that's it. And then you'll see when we go through, these 3 are going to go. He's going to do Fane, which I have it on my list, is going to do her stuff. And then Acrisia and Newt will essentially do what Royal Guard and Husk do. And as I said, the only reason that I have these 2 here is because I was leveling them up last time I was going. So let's get a real quick peek at see what it looks like. I'm predicting under 30 seconds, but right around 20 seconds. There is the weaken and the decreased defense. Bring him down. Put out the poisons. Oops, did I have the wrong guy here? Yes, I do. It's still going to work, but it isn't what I wanted. I forgot. I took out one guy that made this work. Because I was messing around. Let's go to the actual speed build and not this stupid stuff here. Edit team. Team setup. Speed spider. This is the one that we wanted. And which level are we on? 21. Let's go to speed spider here. And here we're going to see Armand's do the work. We're going to see Fane do the work. Artek's on this team, but he doesn't even get a turn. And here we go. Stun. Hit. And dead. 20 seconds. I've done it in 10. Or 13, I'm sorry. But we did it in 20. That's all let's do it. Stun, hit, dead. But I have to go here. It was good talking to you guys. Top 10 Spider.